All right, we're live. Welcome to the next to last episode of the Xcast, episode 9. Nothing lasts forever, and wow, it was a quite an episode. It wasn't bad, but it wasn't good. It was just I think
Yeah,
they
it
could have done a little bit
was.
better.
Yeah, I agree. It was just kind of it wasn't quite up to X Files standards. I mean, it
Yeah,
just
yeah, yeah. But what's an X Files episode without at least one clunker? An X Files
yeah,
season without one clunker? Because we
yeah,
had a one clunker last season, the one with the Muslim terrorist or the Muslim dude.
oh yeah.
I really didn't like that one, but this
Mhm,
one it wasn't bad, but it was all right.
mhm.
Um, so the whole plot of this episode was this couple who were, I guess, TV stars, and not the couple, but
Well,
the woman.
she
She was a
was,
TV
but he
star. The guy
was,
was a doctor, but
and,
she
he,
was a TV star,
and
and
the
she
actor playing the doctor was very familiar to us.
oh yeah, it is. Oh,
Yeah,
I got to tell you, it is not the same dude from Breaking Bad.
yes, it is.
What it is?
Yeah, that was the
Because I looked him
that,
up
that was the
on
church counselor on Breaking Bad. Remember when Jesse went to
yeah when the he did. I was like, is that the dude from Breaking Bad? I have to look him up again.
yeah, it is same guy. Yeah, Jerry
Gerard
Burns. Yeah,
Burns.
Jerry
Jerry
Burns.
Burns.
Gere. Yep, same guy.
Okay, let me. Okay, so while I'm looking this up, so the whole plot of this episode was the former movie star actress hates to age and everything, so she wants to prevent herself from aging, which kind of reminds me of a Twilight Zone episode where there was this episode where this woman, I think the Queen of Egypt or something, she had these jewels and everything that prevented her from aging. So that kind of reminds me of that episode, but they went further into this, and they have her being a cult leader and have her harvesting organs and eat those organs and drink the blood of the people that she harvests those organs from to prevent her from aging.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, and um, and so we start out with the odd, I guess, the organ harvesting scene, and that was kind of messed up because we saw a lot of that. And I'm not scrimmage or anything, but yeah, I was like, okay, this is gonna be a weird one. And the dude ate the pancreas. I was like, oh, when does this turn into Silence of the Lambs? Get some fava beans and some Chianti.
Yeah, and, I mean, we have almost like an avenging angel type in this episode.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was heavily religious, surrounded around Scully's Catholicism. And yes, that is the dude from Breaking Bad. I was like, is that the dude from Breaking Bad? And I looked
Yeah,
him up, and I noticed, and I did, and I went on his internet IMDb, and I didn't see the Breaking Bad. I was like, okay, he must not be the guy from Breaking Bad, but he is the dude from Breaking Bad.
yep, same guy.
Good thing he didn't harvest Jesse's organs.
But I mean, I think the theme of this episode, I mean, it was called "Nothing Lasts Forever," and it was, about almost like trying to find the fountain of youth.
Yeah.
Very similar. I mean, this actress was, I mean, she was 85 years old, but she looked like she did when she was on this television series, The Barbara Beaumont Show.
Mm-hmm. And that's
Oh.
the actress's name is Barbara Beaumont.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And
So go ahead.
and the one thing that the doctor would do, because apparently the doctor was an older man as well, he
Mm-hmm.
would literally attach himself to a host, as it were.
Yeah, when we first saw that, I was like, okay, okay, is this going to be like some conjoined twin episode? But it wasn't a conjoined
Yeah,
twin. That was kind of a twist I wasn't expecting when she cut that other woman off of him, and I thought it was going to be conjoined twins, but apparently it wasn't.
no, they were
I
surgically attached.
Yeah, I got to give him props for that twist.
Yeah, I give them props for that as well. I mean, that was pretty wild, you know, having them being surgically attached like that. And it was a young girl. Her name was
Olivia.
Kayla. Originally, it was Kayla, and then she was,
Kayla. Yeah,
and then she was killed. Or they decided to kill her, cut her off, and eat her organs. But apparently, there was not enough sustenance.
Mm-hmm.
So they attached Olivia, who was actually the Avenging Angel's sister. Mm-hmm. So this Avenging Angel, as it were, was using literally pikes off the fence outside the church, the Catholic Church.
Yeah.
Because Mulder noticed them missing, that there were 3 of them missing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and then she, like, drive the stake through the heart, and which is why I speculated last week it's going to be some type of vampire episode, which it's kind of vampire-ish if you can, like, imagine the whole, drinking the blood and eating the organs and everything, because that's what a vampire does, is to drink the blood and to keep young. So it's sort of vampire-ish, but not all the way.
Right, yeah. And also, they don't like sunlight either. They didn't have a whole lot of light inside that apartment. They certainly didn't have sunlight.
Yeah.
Because, well, I mean, she, as the actress explained to Mulder and Scully, it's bad for the skin.
Mm-hmm.
So, because she wants to be young, she wants to remain young. She
doesn't want to get old.
Now there was actually a young princess way back in, when was it? Many years ago. I mean, we're maybe sometime in medieval times. Her name was Elizabeth Bathory. She would literally kill young maidens and bathe in their blood.
Oh yes, yeah, because she wanted the fountain of youth, and she thought that the fountain of youth was the blood of her victims. Yeah, I remember that. Yeah,
and she would literally bathe, in their blood to maintain a youthful appearance.
Mm-hmm.
So now, I mean, that's one thing that I mean, they didn't bathe them in the blood, but I mean, they ate the organs and drank the blood. So
yeah, and then the opening of this episode, which the title card flash, "I want to be beautiful."
I want to be beautiful. Yes.
Yeah. This episode kind of reminds me of an older episode of I guess the older episodes of the X-Files, where this episode was based on plastic surgery, where this doctor, is using plastic surgery to make everyone more attractive. That's that kind of reminded me of that episode. Of season 4, episode 6, Sanguinarium, Sanguinarium, Sanguinarium.
Yeah.
And that was written by Vivian and Valerie Mayhew.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, but I mean, there were interesting things that were involved in this episode.
There were some comedic moments in this episode. I love the the bit with Mulder not being able to see good and he has to use glasses, you know, which is great. And I love the line that says that Mulder said was, Scully, did you get a haircut? And she had a haircut like 3 episodes prior. So I thought that was funny. Another funny moment was when that woman, Amu, you know, started breaking out in song, and then the dude stabs himself to sacrifice himself. I'm like, yeah, if she started to sing, I wanted to stab myself too. Turning into that. But this episode, it's all right, but it's not as good as the previous episodes. The one from last week, I thought it was great. Well, you know, the ending with her bursting into flames, I thought that was epic. But this one, it was like, it was a little slow in the beginning, and then it, you know, at the climax, it was all right at the climax when the fallen angel, the girl, you know, kills the woman and kills the doctor. And apparently, I guess she's not going to get in trouble for that. It seems like maybe, you know, Mulder and Scully might have covered for her. But yeah, it was like it was kind of slow. It was a slow X-Files episode.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it really wasn't up to the standards, and if I were to rank it, I'd give it about maybe a 5.5. And it just
I agree with that. I might give it at least a 5.5, maybe 6, just because that one twist of the they're not actually conjoined twins. That was pretty epic. I love the again, going back to the Mulder bit with him, you know, his eyesight's not very good. You know, it's like, you know, breaking the fourth wall down. He's telling you, David Duchovny is getting older and Gillian Anderson is getting older. You know, it's kind of breaking the fourth wall. And I like the part where that woman started to sing. I thought I just burst out laughing when she did that. But yeah, it was not good. But I think it was good because we needed a cool down episode from last week and going into next week, because next week is the season finale, and I got to say, I think they're probably going to knock out of the park for the season finale.
I think so. From judging from the previews for it, whoa.
Yeah, the previews. So getting to the previews, we saw the smoking man with a gun in his hand, you know, saying, Mulder is saying, you won't, basically he's saying, you won't shoot me. And the smoking man's like, you don't think I will, you know, it's like, going to kill. Is he, what's the smoking man going to do? What's the whole plan of this? And also William is back in this episode. Oh, speaking of which, in the beginning of this episode, there's one scene where this guy is in a van and you hear Tad O'Malley on the radio talking about chemtrails.
You do.
I love that part.
O'Malley, Joel McHale's character. Yes.
Yeah, I love that part. So I'm guessing now. I'm guessing we might see Tad O'Malley in next week's episode. Let me look and make sure.
Next week's episode is My Struggle 4, and it is, for now, is the conclusion of the alien mythology story arc.
Yeah, Joe McHale is listed for next week's episode, so we get to see Tad O'Malley.
Yeah. I think I mentioned last week or 2 weeks ago that he now has a show on Netflix.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I haven't checked that out yet.
He was the host of Talk Soup on E! He was also...
I love The Soup. He was hilarious on The Soup.
Yeah. He was also on Community. He was on the series Community.
Yeah, he was great on Community.
Yeah. Giancarlo Esposito made a guest appearance on Community.
So did Jonathan Banks.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And Vince Gilligan. Vince Gilligan did, too. Yeah, one episode.
There you go.
So it's like, you know, full circle. But...
Yeah,
it didn't click with me. I thought it was pretty slow. It was some good moments. What the biggest part of this episode was the ending where Mulder and Scully was talking about William and her trying to save him and everything, and Scully whispers Mulder's ear. We don't know what that is, so I hope that they'll expand on that next week in the season finale of what Scully told Mulder, because I think we need to know what she told him.
Yeah. And, I mean, we've heard of the urban legends referring to organ harvesting, where where someone would want to harvest someone's organs by putting them in a tub full of ice, and then they knock them out.
Oh yeah. So I know exactly what you're talking about. So basically, for an example, there's an urban myth or an urban legend with the businessman. He goes to one of these foreign countries like Taiwan or something. He picks up a prostitute, takes her back to the hotel. He then wakes up the next morning in the bathtub with a whole bunch of ice, with a note saying dial 911, and his kidney or his appendix or one part of his organ's been removed. Yeah.
Yep. I mean that urban legend goes quite a ways back.
And to be honest with you, I don't think it's an urban legend. I think there's actually, that in real life, being on the black market and everything.
Yeah, I think every urban legend has a little bit of truth to it.
Mm-hmm.
But this episode could have been better. I mean, they could have. Yeah.
I like what they was doing with the cult episode, with the cult theme. I think they could have really expanded on the cult. I think, yeah. Go ahead. Yeah. So.
Yeah. I'm just saying. I think they could have, but I think next week's is going to be better.
Yeah, I think so too. I really hope so. Yeah, so this episode was directed by Karen Nielsen and directed by Jim Wong.
It was written by Karen Nielsen, directed by James Wong. It was, I would say that the writing, was a little bit weak.
Yeah, and I think she's probably one of the newer writers for the X-Files.
The direction was wrong. James Wong is very good at directing.
Yeah, absolutely. He's directed some of the great episodes.
He can only direct, from what is being written. So,
yeah, he tried his hardest to.
Yes, he did.
Transition and but the writing, I think. Karen Nielsen, I think she's one of the newer writers that they got for this season. So maybe she's not too familiar of how an X-Files episode is written.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe if Darren Morgan or James Wong maybe sort of helped her out a little bit. Maybe they could have flushed some of the parts out and make it a little bit better.
Yeah, I agree. But I mean,
go ahead.
As we mentioned, it wasn't a bad episode. It was just kind of there.
Yeah.
It was just kind of there.
Yeah. I would really love for them to use this episode to go into next week's episode. I think it would have been better instead of they should have just abandoned this episode altogether and just have this episode lead into next week's episode. They could have done a Monster of the Week episode on this one, but still tied in probably in the final scenes of maybe Mulder and Scully sees William or something, and they catch a glance at him or something at the end of this episode or something like that, and then try and tie it into next week's episode. I think that's how they should have partake in that.
Yeah. Well, they just didn't do it that way.
Yeah, they didn't. Yeah, they didn't do it. I think To be honest, I think we could have done a lot. I think me and Henry put together would have written an epic X-Files episode. I think, yeah. So yeah, it was just kind of there. I think the only part of the thing, like I said, there was some good parts in there. The recurring Mulder with glasses, I thought that was funny as hell. You know, he was like, you know, he couldn't read his phone, so he's got to put the glasses on. I hope they do that in the in next week's episode. You know, have a little bit of continuity, have him with the glasses on. I think that'd be great.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I think that's pretty much it in this episode.
Yeah.
Nothing really major. It was kind of there. It was just put together. But seeing how this is the next to last episode, any predictions for next week?
Oh goodness, you know, that's a good question. I mean, well, you know, we probably will see the culmination of the storyline. We'll finally see the entire thing with William perhaps culminate, or will it end on a cliffhanger? You know, that's what I'm curious about.
Mm-hmm.
And hopefully, if they do end it on a cliffhanger, it'll be a better cliffhanger than the end of Walking Dead season 6.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so it's going to be directed and written by Chris Carter. He does some good episodes.
Yeah,
good.
It should be good. I mean, he's the guy who created the show, so
yeah. And the list for the cast for next week is pretty heavy. You got Scully, Mulder, Erica Price, Smoking Man, Monica Reyes, Pat O'Malley, Alvin Kirsch, William, Mr. Y. Yeah, so you got a lot of people next week.
Yep.
But I think there's so many directions they can go for this season finale. Cliffhanger, they can end it, like you said, end it on a cliffhanger. They can end the show once and for all if they want to do that. And then and then Gillian Anderson says that's going to be her last episode, unless they get her back somehow. Unless they talk her into doing another season, which anything's possible.
And it looks as if, I mean, based on something that we saw in the preview,
mm-hmm.
It looks as if Mulder does find out, that William indeed is not his.
Yeah, that's going to be interesting because we found out in the opening of this season that William is the son of the Smoking Man, what she says that. And then, so Mulder doesn't know this, and Scully doesn't know this, but Skinner does know this, and Monica Reyes knows this. So there's only 3 people that actually know, 4 people if you include the audience member. But only 3 people only know that the Smoking Man is William is the Smoking Man's son. So there's so many directions I can go next week, and I'm really anticipated for next week.
Did you mention Skinner's going to be on there? He is going to be. He's going to be.
Yeah, Skinner. Yeah, Skinner will be there.
Yeah. So, yeah, I can't wait to see what happens.
Yeah, I can't either. Because it's going to be quite interesting to see if Skinner's going to help Mulder and Scully, or if he's going to, abandon them and go with the Smoking Man, if to help his plan, because the Smoking Man's plan is, trying to, kill off humanity with an alien invasion. And speaking of alien invasions, is the whole premonition of Scully going to come true with her on the bridge looking up into the spaceship?
Yeah, that's what I'm wondering too.
Yeah, so many directions they can go.
Absolutely. Oh, I did find out that the final episode of Finding Bigfoot will air on May 27th.
May 27th, that long.
It's going to be a 2-hour episode, and of course, I know we'll be doing a review show afterwards. It'll be our final Finding Bigfoot review show.
Yeah. Hopefully, I'm going to have to see if I can find Animal Planet because I do not have Animal Planet. So I'm going to have to
Oh,
see if I can, try and live stream it somehow. I'll find a way.
mhm.
But okay. So David Duchovny's daughter is going to be in next week's episode.
Interesting.
Yep. Fun fact, though, I was looking at that woman that played the actress in tonight's episode,
Barbara Beaumont. Yeah.
Barbara Beaumont. Yeah, she was actually in a earlier episode of this season, in My Struggle Part 3 as Cassandra, young Cassandra. So yeah. All right, let's see here. Yeah. So yeah, I think let's go ahead and end this because
Yeah.
this episode wasn't like we said. I hate to be repetitive, but it wasn't up to par. I think this is going to be on the bottom. And when we do the top, let's do okay. Let's gather our thoughts, and let's next week after the episode we're going to rank all 10 episodes from best to worst. And spoiler alert, this is going to be on my worst one. So let's do from worst to best, make it at least fun. So yeah, the worst one, I'm going to put this on my number one on the worst.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, I agree. I mean, as far as the bottom 5, yeah, this would definitely be on the bottom 5.
Yeah,
for sure.
And it's going to be hard,
because
ranking
really the only, I mean, there were only really 3 episodes that I would not consider to be good. I mean, they were well, good, but not great. That would be the first 2 episodes of this season. And then tonight's episode would be worse than those 2.
Yeah.
So it's going to be difficult because, after episode 3, after episode 2 is when the show really started to come in. Yeah.
Yeah, I completely agree with you. And when we first started, I was talking about this. It was like episode 3 was like, boom, they hit it on point, and then 4, 5, 6, 7, and then this episode was like, it's like you got to the point, at the top, and then it just boom collapsed.
Well, 8. I mean, let's not forget about episode 8.
7, 8,
4,
yeah.
5, 6, 7, and 8. Those were 6 really great ones.
Yeah. So the bottom 5 is going to be tough to put together, but I'm probably going to cheat off of you, Henry, and do 1, 2, 9, and I don't know about the other one. 1, 2, 9. Let's just do 4 for the worst, because there's only I can think of 4 right off the top of my head, which is those and plus another one. 4 for the worst, and then the rest of them rank it in what we think is a best episode.
Yeah, and they kind of slowly progress upwards a little bit.
Yeah.
Because
it's still going to be kind of hard.
It seemed to me like they really hit their stride with the 3rd episode.
Yeah, they did.
That's when they really began to hit their stride. Was episode 3, and then they just went up from there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was like the middle section of it.
Yeah,
2, 3 through 8. The bulk middle of it.
I mean, those were just amazing episodes.
Yeah. My concern is that, even though My Struggle 3 was all right, my concern is that the next week's episode isn't going to be up to par. It's going to be like, a episode. That's my main concern. I'm a little bit worried because we have 3 through 8, really good ones. 1 and 2, not that good. And then we on the final 2, the first one wasn't that good. I am scared crapless that this one next week is not going to be that good. I'm so nervous, but I'm going to be optimistic and hope for the best, and hopefully they can give us a good one. Go out with a bang.
I think they will. I think that this will be. I think if they do have the cliffhanger, it'll be one that makes sense. The reason for it will make sense if it is a cliffhanger. We don't know at this point if it's going to be a cliffhanger or not. So,
I got a feeling it's going to be a cliffhanger. I really do. I really got a gut feeling it's going to be a cliffhanger. Because here's the thing, they haven't said anything about a renewal for season 12 yet. And I'm wondering if they're going to... exactly.
That's assuming there will be a season 12.
Yeah.
If they decide to bring it back.
I got a feeling it's going to be a cliffhanger. I'm really pulling for the movie. I really love to see them end it on a cliffhanger and then do a movie and just end it all. I think that'd be just for the best. Just do one final movie, wrap everything up, tie everything up. I think that'd be great. But it's whatever Fox decides and whatever Chris Carter decides.
Yeah, I agree.
All right. So again, just to recap. Not a very good episode. Nothing lasts forever. Not a very good one. It was kind of thrown together. But next week's, I'm holding out hope for it. But next week, what we're gonna do is we're gonna have some little fun. We're gonna rank our bottom 4 for the worst episodes this season, and then we're gonna rank the other ones. Rank the other ones for the best episode. And number 1 is going to be, and we're going to have 2 separate lists too. I'll have my list, you can have your list, and maybe we can do like a final 5. Final 5. Me and you can do one list and have a final 5 and discuss where we can pump the final 5 episodes at.
Yeah.
So 2 lists, and then we're calling off, and then do one final 5 list, and that'll be both of our favorites, top 5. All right, and then maybe we watch watch some YouTube videos and do a real or not real a little bit. I mean, it's gonna be the final episode. It's gonna be a wild one, but it's not gonna be the final one for us because we still got The Walking Dead, and we're gonna discuss. What was the episode's name?
Dead or Alive or.
Oh, yeah, Dead or Alive or, yeah. Yeah, so we'll be discussing Dead or Alive or, what, episode 10? 11?
11.
Episode 11, yeah. Yeah, this Saturday night at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I thought it was a pretty good episode. I thought it was pretty solid. It needed to do what it needed to do.
Yeah.
Which was... Go ahead.
There was no Rick on this episode, on that episode, other than he was mentioned at the end.
Yeah.
But there was no Rick. But what was interesting was the other storylines, the storyline of Daryl and the group leading the Alexandrians, to the hilltop and things of that nature. I thought it was a really well done episode. You guys got to tune in for the rest of our review. That one, though. Yeah.
Oh, Rick was at the final end of the season, the end of the scene, though, because he was coming to the hilltop with Michonne.
Yeah.
Because they all came together. That's the only time we see Rick. But yeah, I thought it was pretty good. A solid episode. Negan was in this episode again. I'm so freaking glad. Speaking of Negan, I saw the commercial for Rampage.
Yes. Jeffrey Morgan is in that. Yes.
Roof the Rock.
Yeah.
That's Negan and The Rock. Come on.
I know.
Freaking combination I never thought I'd see in a million years. I'm guessing Rampage is going to be like the prequel to Negan. This is Rampage is Negan's story. This is what Negan did prior to The Walking Dead. Anyway, on that note, let's go ahead and end this. But yeah, next week is the final episode with the X-Cast and the X-Files. It's going to be a wild one. I hope it's going to be an entertaining one. I hope it's going to be a good one. Yep, but We'll be doing the Webcasting Dead this Saturday night at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard
Yep.
Time. Dead or Alive or, and
Yeah.
solid episode again. Okay, I have to ask. Comparing The Walking Dead and this episode of the X-Files, I have to take it with The Walking Dead. I have to give it to The
Yeah.
Walking Dead.
Yeah,
thought The
Walking
Walking
Dead
Dead
was
probably-
better this week. Yeah, definitely.
Walking Dead was way better. But yeah, okay, let's go and end this. See you here for the season finale next week, live right after the X-Files. Good night, everybody.